Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for tuning in today. And here we are at the yet again end of the week. As I always say, but we're not at the end of our rope. Not quite. And Maggie, Johnle will be on in the first hour, and then we have another guest in the second hour too, I believe. At least that's what my schedule says. We'll check that out for you. Yeah, of course. TK, Tracy Kreider, will be here. She sent me an email last evening, and we'll talk with both of them. Maggie is with Educator for Renew Life, and Tracy Kreider is an educator for Country Life. And this show is about your life and my life, and how we can have a good life. And we live in an age of, to say this is the information age is an understatement. And if you think about over the last 50 years, the amount of information that people can be exposed to potentially if they go and seek it, even when they don't seek it, we're constantly being bombarded by information from one source or another, from the private sector, governmental realm, from all kinds of sources, advertising and marketing, religious institutions, political institutions, medical institutions. It's overwhelming. And then with the dawn of the internet, it made accessibility to the information, even when you weren't being directly bombarded by it, you could go and get more of it. And people are curious. And it has served, on the whole, I think it has served us very well. It's better to know than not know. And what happens in this climate, in this environment this information environment, is that our attitudes, values, and beliefs are being shaped, as well as our fears, by the information from the media, from news organizations. The list is long. And sometimes we don't realize that our attitudes, values, beliefs, behaviors, fears are being shaped. The Chapman University annual survey is out. It's the third time they've done this. It's their third annual survey of American fears. And then one has to ask, before I even tell you about them, think about our fears. What do people fear? And why do they fear it? And how did that fear come about? And the survey, the Chapman University survey, asked respondents about 65 fears. And it was across a broad range of categories, including fears about government, crime, the environment, the future, technology, health, natural disasters, and as well as some of these traditional fears of public speaking, spiders, heights, ghosts, and other personal anxieties that people will suffer from. They said that in addition to the set of fears examined in previous waves, the survey took a closer look at two fear-related phenomena: Americans' beliefs in conspiracy theories and fear of Muslims, and sometimes referred to as Islamophobia. Well, that all has generated out of the political climate. So they thought it was current and contemporary, and they asked them about it. So I found this to be really an interesting survey. And the number one fear that Americans cited was corruption of government officials. That's the same top fear that emerged in this survey back in 2015. Corruption of government officials. They fear that the most. Terrorist attacks, not having enough money for the future, being a victim of terror, government restrictions on firearms and ammunition, people I love dying, economic or financial collapse, and so on. People you love becoming seriously ill. The Affordable Health Care Act even made the list. So it's an interesting and curious list, I see. There are two in there that directly relate to health, of course, and that is people I love dying and people I love becoming seriously ill. Corruption of government officials. I find that so odd. That is the number one fear in this day and age. You think we lived in a third world banana republic, for heaven's sake. And it's not as if government officials just walk up to the stairs of Congress and say, "I'm your congressperson now." These are people that were voted into office. And I wonder how much fear about government officials being corrupt is a fear about our own judgment. We're supposed to vet these people, right? It's our job. It's our government. They're supposed to be our voice. I find it so odd. I thought at the top of the list, people would say things like, fear of dying, fear of public speaking used to rank number one. Worried about corrupt government officials. Now, again, you have to situate these fears within a context. The context is day-to-day life and the culture and the information that's being infused into the culture and how it shapes what you think is right or wrong, what you like or dislike, what you believe to be true or false, and also then your behavior, how people behave. These fears don't just fall out of the ether. Instinctively, humans have a fear of dying. It's instinctive. And we're worried about corrupt government officials. That can always be taken care of. Your mortality is inevitable. Okay? And mine as well, for sure. And then they also took a look at American beliefs in conspiracy. This beliefs in conspiracy theories were a new element in the 2016 survey, the Chapman researchers said, and included questions asking about levels of belief in 9 different popular conspiracies and conspiracy theories, such as the JFK assassination, Barack Obama's birth certificate, alien encounters, the moon landing, the 9/11 attacks, the AIDS virus, and more. Conspiracy theories swirl around those themes and many other themes. And these conspiracy theories are not contained. They're not contained because you have the internet. And then they're pushed out into the world and promulgated, and then less discriminating, critical thinking minds. Some of these conspiracy theories are very intriguing on their face. But just because they're intriguing doesn't mean they're true. And people buy into them. Next thing you know, they make it part of their belief system. I'll be back.
At Nordic Naturals, we know that a commitment to deliver the world's safest, most effective omega oils requires an exceptional process. That's why we manage every step of production, from boat to bottle. That includes sustainably sourcing wild-caught fish from well-managed fisheries. It means using state-of-the-art equipment and technology at our manufacturing plant in Arctic Norway. Nordic Naturals bottles and encapsulates our omega-3s at our own facility and carefully ships products from our eco-friendly headquarters in California. The result? Nordic Naturals products have received more than 40 awards for taste, innovation, and product excellence. You can trust the quality of Nordic Naturals products and know you're getting all the health benefits omega-3 fish oils offer. Nordic Naturals' high-quality, great-tasting omega-3s make staying healthy easier for you and your family. When choosing an omega-3 fish oil product, choose the #1 fish oil in the U.S. Choose Nordic Naturals. Available at natural product retailers or online at nordicnaturals.com.
Are you waking up each day to the life you have to live or to the life you want to live? Better health shouldn't be left to chance. Smart choices to living longer and stronger include making Kyolic aged garlic extract a part of your daily routine. For years, medical researchers have recommended adding Kyolic to the diet as a powerful tool to enhancing overall heart and immune health. Recent clinical studies at UCLA Medical Center using Kyolic suggest that garlic may slow plaque formation in the arteries and support healthy cholesterol and homocysteine levels. Previous research also shows Kyolic may enhance your immune system defenses. Kyolic is organic, odorless, and the only antioxidant garlic supplement available worldwide. Maintaining a healthier you could extend your life. Your wellness begins with Kyolic aged garlic extract. Available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold. Visit kyolic.com. That's KYOLIC.com. Or call 1-800-421-2998 for a free sample today.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Still looking for your fountain of youth? It's Zinnia. Look no further than the beauty aisle of your favorite health and nutrition store. Zinnia is the newest product from Form Essentials, the brand that brought you solace. So you know it's filled with the highest quality ingredients. Many cosmetic products only treat topically, while Zinnia addresses aging and hair loss from within. Formulated to support the growth of radiant hair, skin, and nails, Zinnia is sure to help you turn back the hands of time and assist you in aging gracefully. Zinnia provides a spectrum of key vitamins and other evidence-based natural ingredients such as alpha-lipoic acid, biotin, and collagen and elastin peptides, all combined in one capsule for your convenience. By promoting beauty from the inside out, you're strengthening your cells and creating a lasting enhancement to your natural beauty. Zinnia fits into your daily routine and can be taken to boost your current cosmetic products. Available now at leading health and nutrition stores. Ask for Zinnia by name. Start taking Zinnia hair, skin, and nails today and get ready to look amazing. Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. North American Urban Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
All right, then. Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for tuning in. Forgot to mention, you got a haircut, my friend. Boy, I saw that the other day. I've been a little distracted. I was going to say something, but you take these fits.
Yeah, we've been through this. Give it a year, and I'll be, looking like Jesus again. But
I know. Then one day I come in, and it's like, oh, we got a new intern. No, it's Steven. He got a haircut.
Yep. Whacked it all off this time. And
I
it's so
know.
nice because I don't have to do anything at all. Just wake up and go.
And of course, John,
John's got me beat on this.
clearly, he doesn't. Yeah, he does. Haircuts are no longer in his future. Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. I was talking to Stephen Armstrong, one of my producers for many years now. He's been with me almost since the beginning. And John Gaston is here, and he's doing the production of the videos, and he's the owner of the company that does that. And Maggie Johnle is my guest, educator for Renew Life. Maggie, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. What are your top 3 fears?
I think that there were a couple that are also mine, like someone I love dying, terrorist attack, crazy person shooting, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. This is an interesting survey. It does. People say, well, this is not a, how can I put this? This is supposed to be a health talk show. What would that have to do with health? My answer to that is everything, because your psychological state, your emotional state, bear greatly upon your physical physical well-being. They're interconnected, and studies like this get to the heart of the matter. I mean, health is about. It's not just about chemicals and disease and physiology and anatomy. It encompasses so many. For me, health. You have health, wellness, and well-being, and the idea of being healthy encompasses so many dimensions of our existence, and this is a reflection of what the information, how it shapes us, right? Sometimes we don't even realize it, Maggie, that we're being shaped, our attitudes, values, and beliefs and behaviors by this living in this sea of information, which I know you can appreciate. Yes?
Yeah.
And is there any particular conspiracy theory that you embrace?
No, not really.
For example, in this survey, they found that half of Americans believe the government is concealing information about the 9/11 attacks. They believe the government's concealing information about the assassination of John Kennedy. 40% believe the government is hiding information about extraterrestrials and global warming. A third of the people surveyed believe that there are conspiracies surrounding Obama's birth certificate and the origin of the AIDS virus. Nearly 1/4 of Americans also believe there is something suspicious about the death of the Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia.
Wow.
Conspiracy theories are flying all over the place here. You could spend the rest of your life trying to sort through it all.
I wonder who they talk to, like people at bus stations or
The survey?
where do they find these people?
The survey? I don't have the methods section. I'm assuming it's a random sample of people across the U.S. The belief in paranormal activity, strong, well, and alive. People believe that there are paranormal. I'm not saying there isn't. I'm just reporting here. I'm not making any comment or trying to be critically. How can I say? Be critical of it all. I'm not. I'm just reporting. It's just amazing, and I think it affects our health. People walking around in a state of fear, worried about terrorist attacks, worried about being shot, worried about whatever. That affects your health, doesn't it?
I would think so.
I know so. I don't think so. I know so. We're pretty much sensitive to all of that. So in terms of the digestive system, what do you fear the most, since that's your area of specialty?
Irritable bowel syndrome. No, I don't. I mean, it's funny you bring up, emotional well-being and your outlook, mood in general. It's just such an interesting topic because it's one of those areas where probiotics have been studied quite a bit in terms of their ability to support healthy mood. Just keeping a good balance of bacteria in the gut has been shown to be incredibly helpful for that.
People will find that to be such let me play devil's advocate. Let me tell you what gets laid on me when I say things like that to people. They won't say it on the air, but they'll tell me to my face, which I respect. They won't say it on the air, but then when I talk to them, when I tell them about how probiotics are connected to, your mood and serotonin levels and this and that, they say, what do bacteria have to do with my psychological state? They think it's a bunch of baloney. Oh, slipped there. They think it's a bunch of baloney. People, I think hardcore health enthusiasts buy into it. I'm not so sure the general population is buying that argument, Maggie.
Yeah, I mean, it seems far-fetched. It seems unusual, maybe, but the research is there.
All right, when we come back, do you think you can comment on that a little bit?
Sure.
All right. Bacteria. They do affect you psycho-emotionally. Really? Huh. Okay. I'm just saying. I think there's a percentage of people that buy it, believe it, and get it. I'm not so convinced the majority of people are thinking my colon has something to do with what's going on in my head. After all, my colon's way down here and my brain is way up here. How they get connected? They're asking. I'm just saying.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
5701 Sun.
And the Gandy Bridge. See traffic problems. Call the injury firm of Abraham.
Fun. 1250 winds, weather center forecast. Getting in the upper 80s, near 90 today for the high. Partly sunny skies, slight chance for an isolated shower. Low 70s tonight. Through the weekend, we'll see a mix of those mid to upper 80s, nearing 90 as well. Partly to mostly cloudy skies, so a bit more cloudier through the weekend. Rain chance up to around 30% each day as well. Wall Street Dow is up 124, NASDAQ positive 31.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nubian Heritage, Global Healing, Modern Wellness. BSN, Finish First. Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
As it turns out, your mental health may be connected to the bugs in your gut. My guess is Maggie, Johnle. Please explain what that means before people think I've lost it altogether.
Okay. Well, if you look at a few of the studies that have been done on this, where they give people probiotics and then they give the other group a placebo, and they take a look at their measures for cognitive health, mood health, they do little surveys, and they see that there's a significant benefit for those people taking the probiotics. They don't really zero in on the mechanism, but they have some assumptions.
Mm-hmm.
For starters, they show that one of the things we know about the microbiome is that these good bacteria and sort of the communities of bacteria in the gut play a large role in creating neurotransmitters that have an effect on mood, like serotonin, dopamine. So if a good chunk of those chemicals are made in the gut and you have more of the good bacteria that are doing that activity, that would lead you down that path to believe that that would be a positive benefit.
I see.
So in addition to making those chemicals that influence your mood, gut bacteria also help regulate inflammation in the gut and throughout the body, including the brain. So there's the inflammation connection, and then there's the neurotransmitters that probiotics make.
Do these microorganisms, you say, are participate in, responsible for the synthesis of many of these neurotransmitters, serotonin, dopamine? Is that what did I misunderstand what you said?
That's correct. Yeah, they play a key role in making them.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. So, see, that's on the optimistic side.
Mm-hmm.
When you go back, there was a wonderful article in Scientific American about this very topic, as a matter of fact, entitled "Mental Health May Depend on Creatures in the Gut." And they mentioned that this idea of the state of our gut, will have an influence on our state of mind. They say it goes back more than 100 years. There were theories swirling around back then. Many 19th and early 20th century scientists, they said, believed that if people accumulated wastes in their colon, it triggered a state of what was called back then auto-intoxication, whereby these poisons then would emanate from the gut and produce infections that were linked to depression, anxiety, and psychosis. Kind of an interesting theory, auto-intoxication. And then patients were treated with colonic purges, even bowel surgeries, until they realized, no, you can't be doing this. This isn't working. So this goes back a long time. But we got a little smarter about how these microorganisms, these, for lack of a better way to say, good bacteria, contribute to good mental health. Yes?
Absolutely. We've learned a lot over the years. And, back during that time, one of the sort of fathers of probiotic research, Eli Metchnikoff, he, I believe, was the first to really coin that term, auto-intoxication, and theorized that not only your overall health and wellness, but your longevity depended on the types of bacteria in your gut.
Mm-hmm. Are there any particular microbiota that are especially important to consume and get into your gut to help with better psychological, emotional functioning?
Well, from some of the studies that I've seen and some of the articles I've read recently, they have a few of these just lacto and bifido blends that they give people when they study them. So it's good to look for a variety of these strains, and the school of thought will change and adjust over the years. But so it used to be, you only need 1 or 2 strains and really 3 tops. Now we know that more strains are better and diversity is key. So look for more strains and more of the lacto and bifido in the probiotic.
So from Renew Life, what probiotic supplement products would be candidates for people to consider here, people listen and watch this show?
Yeah, well, Ultimate Flora has a pretty broad line that really, we've got something for everybody there. We've got men's formulas, women's formulas, kids' formulas, adult 50 plus, and they're really all using very similar strains throughout. We've kind of kept it real simple over the years. Ultimate Flora is a little over 10 years old, so we've taken great care to perfect the strains that we use, and we just use a nice balance of lacto and bifido.
There is some scientific evidence to suggest that bifidobacterium, which is, as you're alluding to, is common in gut flora of mammals, including humans, have generated, they said in the Scientific American article, the best results so far. What they're referring to is, that it sort of moderates anxiety and reflexive responses. In other words, these bifidobacterium bacteria seem to moderate anxiety. That's what they're saying in this article, which I thought was kind of interesting. But lest we forget, too, that the human microbiome, these microbes help make vitamins. They break dietary fiber into digestible short-chain fatty acids. They govern the normal functioning of the immune system. It's just remarkable. And they've been part of our evolution from the beginning, have they not? I mean, they've been with us throughout the millions of years. They've lived inside of us.
Yep. They're way older than any of us, that's for sure. So bacteria have evolved quite a bit, and they have teeny tiny little lifespans. So generations and generations of evolution has gotten us to this point.
It's a symbiotic relationship. We're the host, but we need them. If you get somebody on a high antibiotic protocol for weeks, months, and sometimes years, and you wipe out that microbiome, those people experience all sorts of digestive issues, don't they?
Yeah, and there's evidence to suggest that even with just one course of antibiotics, some of those core strains that some of the scientists called keystone strains that are supposed to be there to rebuild your gut flora, they can get wiped out and sometimes never return. So people sometimes sort of underestimate the effects of antibiotics, thinking that, they'll recover. But sometimes the good bacteria, it takes a while to get back to normal.
Yeah, if you're interested, the article that I was referencing and giving attribution to was written by Charles Schmidt, was written back in 2015. It's entitled, Mental Health May Depend on Creatures in the Gut. Subtitle: The microbiome may yield a new class of psychobiotics. How you like that term? For the treatment of anxiety, depression, and other mood disorders. Close quote. Very nice article, Scientific American 2015. Like to share that with the listener and the viewer. We're here to educate. I'm the first student in the class. Sign me up.
Exclusively from Natural Factors.
I'm Dr. Michael Murray. I'm very excited to have the opportunity to talk with you about PGX, a truly revolutionary natural product that works perfectly to help get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult. PGX is a clinically proven way to help people to achieve their ideal body weight that is safe and natural. PGX leads to a dramatic reduction in the glycemic index of any food or meal. It also ultimately causes the release of compounds that achieve two important goals in weight loss. One, telling your brain that you're satisfied so you eat less, and two, improving the action of the hormone insulin. If you've ever tried to lose weight and failed, it's not your fault. You just need the tremendous support that PGX can provide. For more information on making your weight loss dream a near effortless reality, please go to pgx.com.
Feeling tired after your meal? Occasional gas, bloating, or indigestion at inopportune times? You may have an enzyme deficiency. Did you know that many common digestive discomforts can be caused by poor digestion? When food isn't completely digested, it begins to ferment in the digestive tract, which may cause uncomfortable symptoms. Digest Gold, America's #1 selling enzyme product, offers unparalleled support for your digestive needs. It contains exclusive blends of enzymes optimized to be 3 times stronger and work more than 6 times faster than other leading digestive supplements. With just 1 capsule per meal, Digest Gold offers support to break down carbohydrates, fats, fiber, and protein. Enzymedica products are all natural, vegetarian, contain absolutely no fillers, and are vegan and kosher when possible. You'll find Digest Gold and other Enzymedica products at fine health food stores near you. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971, and we believe integrity should always be our #1 ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA-certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust. Battling sinus, bronchial disorders, allergies, and other seasonal irritants can be a constant struggle, making this the season when you need Oreganol P73 the most, nature's most powerful natural remedy. Get the blast of wild nature you need with the only wild Mediterranean oregano extract, Oreganol P73 from North American Herb & Spice. After being tested, both the USDA and the FDA agree Oreganol P73 is powerful. North American Herb & Spice knows it's powerful as well and knows P73 is just what you need. When you take P73, you'll experience its cleansing power. You'll smell the fresh mountain-grown aroma and feel its effectiveness. The Greeks used wild oregano for their health, not just spice, and called it Oroganos, the delight of the mountain. Oreganol P73 is 100% wild, hand-picked Mediterranean oregano. Do not accept cheap imitations made from farm-raised or non-oregano species. Use Oreganol P73 and stay healthy all year long. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit TakeSolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Alga Life, Algae for Life, CV Sciences, From Seed to Shelf, New Chapter, The Benefit of Nature's Wisdom, Yerba Prima, Pioneers in Internal Cleansing, Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace, now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Well, what we're learning is that there is a connection between your gut and your brain. My guest is Maggie Johnle, and it's not just that your gut's telling your brain that you're hungry. There's a lot more going on than that. And that is that apparently the microbiome, these gut bacteria, both healthy and pathogenic, can have a profound effect on how you feel and, your psychological state. Maggie, welcome back. This concept isn't all that old, is it? Quite frankly, I mean, in terms of, I referenced that back 100 years ago, they had auto intoxication, that whole idea of how that was working. But in terms of the new science to support or confirm the hypotheses or the theory about the connection, that hard science is relatively new.
Yeah. Last decade or so really kind of ramped it up. And we've seen parallels to that in a lot of natural health where, years ago, maybe even generations ago, people had wisdom about certain ingredients or ideas, and in the case of probiotics, these bacteria. And just now we're sort of getting to the point where we can prove a benefit with science, and it's an exciting time.
So you mentioned a couple of products. Let's just review that, these probiotic products.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go through that list again, please, and so that people can get a sense of what you were referring to.
Well, Ultimate Flora is a really good brand to look for because it's something that we have developed, and it's been out there for a little over 10 years now with the same formulas. We have lacto and bifido strains. We have high potencies in the Ultimate Flora probiotics. So you can just take one capsule a day and you're kind of done. And that's always good for people like me, kind of supplement junkies, lots and lots of pills on your desk in the morning. Delayed release capsules so that they can get through the stomach acid. And lots of various formulas depending on your needs. As I mentioned, women's formulas, men's formulas, lots of really good things for kids like tasty chewables and gummies and fizzy drink mixes. So lots of ways to get your probiotics. You just got to find that particular one, whether it's an everyday 15 billion, 30 billion for adults 50 plus, or maybe even a little bit higher potency. But Ultimate Flora is the brand, and you can find that at any good health food store.
Yeah, throughout the United States. 877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK. I was doing a little bit of research on the connection between the microbiome and psychological emotional health, and there are any number of review articles out there. There was one that was published back in 2014 in this one particular journal, the Journal of Physiological Anthropology, I believe is the title of it, the journal. I may have the title wrong, but the title of the article was Fermented Foods, Microbiota, and Mental Health. Ancient Practice Meets Nutritional Psychiatry. That's an interesting title. It's an interesting article. And we've come a long way in thinking about the colon, the gut, the bacteria that live in our digestive tract from just going to the bathroom. Now they have it situated within a context of psychiatry, mental health, counseling, and so on. That's pretty remarkable to me. You know, I mean, that is a shift. They're not just these little critters that help you go to the bathroom.
Right.
Right?
So much more.
So much more. I mean, listen to the title of this. When you look at the research, it gives you a sense of where things are trending and how scientists are thinking about these things. Fermented foods, microbiota, and mental health. What does sauerkraut have to do with mental health? Ancient practice meets nutritional psychiatry. Nutritional psychiatry.
Love it.
And as I've said, the point of view of this show is that nutrition is the fundamental foundation of health, and I consider it to be the first and guiding principle of health. It's not the only one, but all roads eventually begin and end back with nutrition, somehow, some way, some form or fashion. This sort of suggests and supports that idea. When you start talking about nutritional psychiatry, typically psychiatry is identified with pharmaceuticals. Now they're talking about using probiotics in treatment. How about that?
I love that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, things changing so fast. And to your point, they reference lactobacillus and bifidobacteria species, which are associated with fermented foods, how they influence the brain via direct and indirect pathways. They talk about that in this review piece. Interesting stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I guess at your company, let me ask you this. Have you had people consumers call, and ask you about their children or adults that they know that suffer from ADHD and the use of probiotics? You get those kind of calls?
Yeah, we do. We get a lot of good calls like that and a lot of testimonials saying, hey, we tried your probiotic for this, and, you know, this was the result. They had great results with some of those issues where we would have never advertised, hey, take this product for that condition, but it just so happens to be beneficial or used in conjunction with their existing therapies, which is, to me, the greatest thing of all is the complementary nature of supplements, how it can go along with a healthy lifestyle and other interventions that can help a lot.
Fermented foods were an integral part of our nutritional evolution, our relationship with food, and our biological evolution. There are hardcore people in the world of natural health that eat fermented foods, make fermented foods, but on the whole, across the general population, I don't think fermented foods is on the mind. You don't find any fast food fermented restaurants, do you?
Not yet.
Fast food fermented drive-through. Yeah, like a bowl of sauerkraut, give me a cup of kimchi. Ain't happening. So you better get those microbiota one way or another, and one way to do that is through dietary supplementation. Renew Life has a whole array of these dietary supplements. Maggie, thank you so much for being on today.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Have a nice weekend.
Thanks, you too.
Appreciate that. And TK, Tracy Kreider, will be up, and she has something on her mind as well. They show up here with things to talk about. Good thing for me and good thing for you, right? We'll talk with her. And you are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, and you're listening to this show coast to coast. We're happy to do it. Just be mindful, it does play at different times in different markets, so you have to check your local listings. We'll be back in the flesh.
campaign appearance in Ohio.
Making your customer
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
Bang. We're back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. If you just tuned in, glad you could stop by today. And we're at the end of the week, and we made it through yet another week. Been doing this a while, and we're glad to do it. Love doing it. And in this portion of the show, Tracy Kreider will be along. And I opened up today, in that first hour, I talked about this new survey that's out from Chapman University. And they do this, they've been doing this for the last 3 years. It's an interesting survey because it taps into the fears that seem to occupy Americans these days. And I find it relevant because that which you fear, clearly, obviously to state that it affects you psycho-emotionally. And we know that there's a connection between the mind and the body, and that which you maybe fear, and if it's ever on your mind, creates stress. Stress, we know, we talk about that on this show almost incessantly, has deleterious consequences. In fact, I was just reporting on stress this week on how psychological stress has such an impact and consequences in that it promotes inflammation and so on and so on. It's also interconnected. So that's why this study for me has relevance. And in this survey, they took a look at, they asked people about 65 fears, and it encompassed a number of categories, such as fears about government, crime, the environment, the future, technology, health, natural disasters, as well as fears of these that traditionally occupy people: public speaking, spiders, heights, ghosts, and so on. Personal anxieties. And in this survey, they also asked them for the first time about fear related to conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theories and fear of all different sorts involving different people and groups of people and whatnot. This is so intriguing to me. The number in their top 10 things that Americans fear the most, the top one was corruption of government officials. That was the same fear they expressed back in 2015. I mean, of all things to fear in life, people ever present on their mind, according to this survey, is fear of corruption of government officials. As I look at that, I posed the question in the first portion of the show, wait a minute, didn't we vet these people? Didn't we vote on them? Didn't we listen to when they were running for office? Why did you put them in office if you're fearful of them? I don't get it. The second that appeared on the list was terrorist attacks. Given what's happened in the last year, in the last 2 or 3 or 5 years with terrorist attacks across the world, including our own country since 9/11, back in 2001, So I'm not surprised that people have a fear of terrorist attacks. Not having enough money for the future was number 3. Being a victim of terror was number 4, related to number 2. Government restrictions on firearms and ammunition. I guess that relates to terrorist attacks and maybe corrupt government officials. I don't know. But people have this number 5. They're worried. They're fearful that their guns and ammunition are going to be taken away from them. Number 6 was people I love dying. For me, that would be number 1. That's me. I mean, that's what I worry about the most. People that I care about and love. Health would be number 1 for me. Of course, I have a bias. Number 7 on the list was economic or financial collapse. I get that. Identity theft was number 8. People I love becoming seriously ill. Number 10, the Affordable Health Care Act. Those were the top 10 fears. And not my top 10. I have a different list. Very different. I won't bore you with my fears. But it's just amazing to me how this information age is shaping attitudes. Attitudes are things you like and dislike. Beliefs are things you consider to be true or false. Values, in a word, are things you consider to be right or wrong. And this information age is shaping them, and it shapes our behavior. It's also apparently shaping our fears as well. And then with cable news, it's on 24/7, hour after hour, day in and day out. And stories are reported, repeated, and repeated until you want to, I don't know what. And so I understand and I get it. What happens, you become, this is my opinion, people become numb. You get so awash in the information, your critical skills and critical thinking skills seem to get turned off. And when I'm watching the news, I have to keep checking myself. Be a critical thinker. I used to teach my students critical thinking, and it means a lot of different things. And it's hard to be a critical thinker. That doesn't mean critical thinking doesn't mean you're criticizing and deconstructing people. It means you're evaluating information, looking for the argument. Half the time, these politicians don't make argument, they make assertions. An argument is constituted of a claim with support. That's called an argument. If you just have a claim, you're just expressing an opinion. And so I'm constantly checking myself. Is this an argument or is this some unsupported claim? Is this conspiracy theory have any relevance? Is there any data to support it? That's what critical thinking is evaluating information. And it takes time and effort to do that. I think people get so numb that they turn the critical skills, thinking skills off. And then they start to believe things and fear things that maybe they shouldn't believe or fear. But they consider it reality is what you perceive it to be. That's reality. I find this so intriguing. For me, all I'm telling you is, and this is just me, I'm one. I'm a sample of one. If you asked me to list my top 10 fears, it wouldn't be that list in that order. That's for sure. There would be some of the items would be on the list. But first and foremost, and I'm telling you this from my heart, ever since I started this show, this is what I believe. As long as you have your health, you can face and deal with anything. You don't have your health, you're in a lot of trouble because it becomes so much harder to cope and deal with anything else. Whether that's your physical health, your spiritual health, your psychological health, or whatever health aspect of your life there is. And I end this show every day, and I say, your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you. That is at the top of my list of things of which I am concerned about on a day in and day out basis. And I am very mindful. Fate has no mercy. It can come along and take your life away from you and your health away from you in an instant. We all know that. And when it starts to remove your health from you, then you have real challenges. There are more than a few people listening to me right at this moment and watching this show that know exactly what I'm talking about.
If you've ever had digestive issues slow you down, it's time to live digestively with the #1 high-potency probiotic, Ultimate Flora. Because with 50 billion live cultures inside you, life feels a little lighter, a little livelier, a little more you. No matter where life takes you, live digestively with Ultimate Flora probiotics from Renew Life. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. #1 probiotic brand with 15 billion or more cultures based on annual sales. How can a sweet little fruit gummy help you live digestively? Ultimate Flora Probiotic Gummies put the ultimate natural digestive support to work inside you to help you feel a little lighter, a little more you. And if raspberry lemonade's a little more you, feel bubbly in a good way with Ultimate Flora Probiotic Fizzy Drink Mix. Ultimate Flora Probiotic Gummies and Fizzy Drink Mix. 2 great ways to live digestively, deliciously. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
As a family-owned company since 1968, Now Foods has spent the last 46 years building a legacy in the natural health industry as a trusted leader. Now provides a comprehensive approach to wellness by offering more than 1,400 high-quality health foods, supplements, sports nutrition, and personal care products at an affordable price. Now believes that natural is better. They don't use artificial colors, flavors, or sweeteners, and they offer many vegetarian, organic, and gluten-free products. Their foods are all non-GMO. Since their beginning, Now has grown to become an award-winning leader in the natural health industry. But one thing has never changed: their commitment to providing the highest quality products at the best value to empower people to lead healthier lives. High quality doesn't have to mean high price. From essential oils to amino acids, multivitamins to natural sweeteners, Now has you covered. To find a store near you that carries Now products, or for more information, visit nowfoods.com. That's nowfoods.com.
Natural Factors presents.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Murray. How would you like to feel more calm, centered, and alert with greater mental focus and clarity? Pharma-GABA, a special natural form of the major brain chemical GABA, can help. Our brain can naturally produce GABA, but sometimes we don't produce enough, so taking it as a supplement can give your brain a GABA boost. Pharma-GABA is a clinically proven form that is considerably more effective than other forms. Pharma-GABA produces favorable changes in brainwave patterns as well as a dramatic reduction in markers of stress, including salivary cortisol levels. Pharma-GABA is fast-acting, with feelings of calmness and mental focus experienced within 5 minutes of taking Pharma-GABA. So, if you want to feel calmer with greater mental clarity and focus and need a fast-acting help to cope with a stressful day, give Pharma-GABA a try. I think you'll be glad you did.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. North American Urban Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Nothing to fear but fear itself. Who was that? Any of you boys know who that said that? It's history. That's history. Who? Nope. Nothing to fear but fear itself. Was a president. Among the more. That's right. Franklin D. Roosevelt. No, I did not hear that speech before you start cracking jokes. I learned it in school, like everybody. Tracy Kreider is my guest. Yes, we had electricity too, and indoor toilets and so on. Tracy Kreider is my guest. She's an educator for Country Life Vitamins. Tracy, welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition.
Good morning, Dr. Garko.
Yeah, that for those who just tuned in, that my referencing Franklin Delano Roosevelt saying we have nothing to fear but fear itself. I was reporting on a new survey from Chapman University, the most prevalent fears that Americans have, and I went through the top 10 list. I find it not a curious list. Some of those items I would put on my list, but I wouldn't rank them the way they did. Did you happen to listen to that report?
I did. I listened to the first hour and your intro as well.
What were you thinking? I mean, not what were you thinking to listen. What were you thinking as I was reporting?
I think there's a lot out there in terms of all these. I don't know. There's a lot to take in with that. The whole discussion with all the fears and you're talking about the conspiracy theories before and 3 fears and all. Just a lot of comprehensive information out there.
As you listened to the list, did it resonate with you?
Some of the fears, sure. I mean, to some degree, my fears. I think we all have different things. I mean, my number one fear is my husband dying, and
See?
it's because it's us. My parents, dying. So I think very any family member. Health-wise, though, for me, it's getting Alzheimer's. And not because I'm afraid of it. I'm afraid of the effect that it would have on my husband and my family. But particularly because it's just the two of us. So that's a big fear for me.
Well, I appreciate
But I was in as well with your first guest on the terrorist attack would probably be number 3. So I actually wrote mine down as she was speaking. Just in case you asked me.
Well, you know me better now, see? And
yeah.
I find these kinds of conversations to be useful. I know it's not biology directly. I know it's not about physiology. I know it's not about chemistry. I get all that. And disease and pathogenesis and whatnot. I understand. But I can't help believe in my heart of hearts and as well as intellectually that these kinds of surveys are revelatory in terms of how we're living in the world that we live, the context in which we live. Health is not out of context. Health is within a context of our day-to-day life, and that's what I'm getting at. And I think these kinds of fears that people have can generate a lot of stress and anxiety, depression and whatnot, which bear upon our health, physically and other ways, too. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely, 100%. I was in Pennsylvania this week doing a couple of public lectures, and one of them was on stress. And we spoke about the different things that, people may not think about when it comes to stress. Being in front of a computer and carrying around your telephone all the time, and particularly the stress that you get from looking at a computer and looking at your phone and looking at your televisions with the blue light and how all that's been a conversation. So stresses that we don't even realize are a stress on our body are taking a major toll on our health. And then we're at an all-time, crushing chaos of what we're consuming in terms of food. We're all, eating on the run and eating out a lot. And, gone are the days that you would sit and have a traditional family dinner that's been physically homemade. And I'm talking homemade from scratch, not out of a box or a bag or microwave. So all of these things are taking a toll on us, and we are, of course, busier than we've ever been. Mm-hmm. So now we have, the busyness creating the stress, and we're not getting the nutrition that we need to propel ourselves through every single day.
It's true. Well said. 877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK. I'm always interested in your take on things. What you do for a living puts you in the day-to-day lives of people. You're out there giving lectures, giving talks, people asking you questions. You're, like clinicians, face-to-face, dealing with real issues, real people, real time. You're not, these aren't abstractions. These are existential, how can I put this? These are real existential events, moments that you experience and then have to process. And so I'm always curious as to what you're thinking and feeling about these issues. You wanted to talk about protein confusion. That's interesting. There is protein confusion. People think protein is protein, doesn't make any difference. Well, it does make a difference, and Tracy will explain why what the differences are, and why she perhaps favors one particular form of protein over another. She'll take a position on that. We'll see what she has to say, and we'll go from there. And Country Life is the company for whom she works. They have a subdivision called Biochem, which is excellent, and that's a division where you will find a lot of their wonderful protein products. We'll learn more. We'll be back.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit TakeSolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nubian Heritage, Global Healing, Modern Wellness. BSN, Finish First. Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing. My guest is Tracy Kreider, educator for Country Life Vitamins. And pay a visit to their, there's a subsidiary of Country Life called Biochem. Go to biochemfitness.com. You'll see why that's important in a second. Tracy, welcome back. You wanted to talk a little bit about protein, and there's seems to be some conceptual confusion surrounding protein and different kinds of protein, how much protein, and so on and so forth. I mean, it really does generate a lot of questions. So go ahead and begin your theme of protein confusion and how you want to sort of educate here.
Well, I think, nowadays it's no surprise when we go into a health food store, one of the largest categories that we see is protein. Back in the day, protein maybe took up about one shelf, usually at the bottom, very much more sports related than anything else. And that's about the only consumer that would come in and purchase protein. And now you have people, all ages, all walks of life, all different types of either being very active or not active at all, being, just involved in some way of purchasing different proteins. And in the last couple of years, the protein category has shifted because there's just a plethora of choices that you can make in this arena. And, taking Whey, I'm surprised even some individuals who work within our industry, these individuals working in a health food store that aren't quite even sure what Whey is. And so it might seem to be that the plant protein may appear healthier. They kind of understand what a plant is. So there's been a tiny shift that was made over to, let's explore this plant or vegan types of proteins, which certainly have value. Biochem makes a vegan protein as well. But primarily, we are a whey protein creator, and we've been number one in whey for many, many years. And so the big question, what in the world is whey? And, why do you need it? Why do we need to eat protein? Protein we need every single day. Protein, fat, carbohydrates, and there's different types of protein. Think about whatever you had last night. What did you have last night, Dr. Garko, for dinner?
What I had was I made a salad, which was tomatoes, and then I had fresh mozzarella and the slice of tomato mozzarella, and then set in a dish, and then there were raw broccoli, raw cauliflower, peppers, red, green, yellow peppers cut up, fresh basil.
Wow, sounds like I should have been at your place last night.
I put olive oil on it, some spices, and I had...
You had a great array of a ton of different nutrients.
Usually in an Italian restaurant, they'll serve up the tomatoes with the mozzarella, right? But I set it in a dish of other ingredients. So I got my protein from the mozzarella. That was a light meal.
That's what I was going to say.
That was a light meal.
You had mozzarella. I happened to have chicken last night. So even though those were both protein sources, they gave a different value of what was provided. Same thing for that individual who may have had fish or a steak. Maybe someone had nuts or seeds or whatever the case may be. The bottom line is there's tons of different types of protein, which all give you a different value in your body.
So why do you favor whey?
Well, because of all these different types of protein and them all giving you this different value, whey protein has the highest biological value of all the proteins out there.
What does that mean, biological value?
So the biological value, when we take all these different types of proteins out there, they're all made up of one thing, which is amino acids, right? So you have all these different amino acids in your mozzarella, in the chicken, in the beef. And the more amino acids that you have in a particular type of protein, the more value it brings to the body, because you have all these different aminos that are all supplying different facets of a job within the body.
I see.
So how readily is that available to the body? How much is being absorbed and utilized? That's where your biological value comes in.
I got it.
So when you think about your mozzarella or the chicken or the fish or the beef, they all, no doubt, have protein. But whey has more of those amino acids making the protein than any of those mentioned. So highest biological value coming from whey. And where does whey come from? It's actually part of the cheese-making production. So as they're making the cheese, and Little Miss Muffet is separating out the curds from the whey, you have this type of consistency of whey that will provide you all of these amino acids. But now you got to take it a step further. There's two different types of whey. That first part of the cheese-making production, you have whey protein concentrate. And then through a process, you have whey protein isolate. Biochem carries both.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer whey protein concentrate. I think, if I remember right, so do you. I know you work out a lot.
I do. I like the concentrate. By the way, mozzarella, protein in mozzarella, 37.7 grams per serving. That would be, a serving size would be 6 slices, 170 grams would be a serving size. There would be 37.7 grams of protein. Now, I didn't look to see which amino acids would be included in that, but yeah. So just
right, it's real good, proper protein content. And one might say, wow, Dr. Garko, I didn't even know that mozzarella had that much protein in it. And I had a steak, and it had about 37 grams, so we're equal. But what we have to do is dissect that protein and say a protein is made up of amino acids and how those are different.
Exactly.
And all supplying protein grams, but the physiologic nature of what a protein is made up of, when we get down to the nitty-gritty, it's these amino acids, and there's more amino acids in whey protein than anything else.
Exactly. 877-897-8255. Then this business of biological value, there are proteins that are essential, meaning that you have to get them from your diet. The body does not synthesize them. Isn't that right?
Absolutely.
And that would be like histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, and valine, right?
Right. It has all those essential, but it also has the non-essential, the ones that we typically get through our diet.
Okay. Essential, non-essential. And that's where sometimes people miss the boat in their protein portion of their day-to-day nutrition. They may not be eating the foods that will get them to those essential proteins that they need. Hence, they're not getting a full complement of the amino acids that the body requires. So this is why protein supplementation becomes a critical strategy in trying to achieve that goal. Biochem, fabulous way.
Energy, energy, and more energy. Everyone needs it. But did you know you can get the energy you need quick through the powers of wild forest extracts? Wild chaga and birch bark were a secret source of energy and power for Russian athletes years ago, making them unbeatable. Now you too can experience real energy and power like you never dreamed possible. Wild chaga is the world's top source of SOD, superoxide dismutase, that critical enzyme that blocks the aging process and keeps your cells healthy. Wild birch extract is the world's top source of betulin, a natural sterol needed by every cell of the body. And healthy cells mean a healthy you, and a more powerful one too. Chaga birch bark is also good for your heart, healthy cholesterol, and even helps build healthy arteries. No wonder it's known as the king of all herbs. So take your Chaga Charge tea with wild birch bark every day and Chaga Max capsules from North American Herb and Spice and get that maximum energy you need. Also available in liquid as Chago Power Drops. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit TakeSolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
The latest trend to hit the store shelves has the whole country buzzing. Cannabidiol, or CBD, might just be the greatest discovery of our generation, and it comes from a plant that is not so new, agricultural hemp. Yes, after 70 years of prohibition and misunderstanding, hemp is back to help you stay healthy and balanced. Growing research is showing that we have a lot to learn from the remarkable hemp plant. Nutrient-rich products like Plus CBD Oil's Total Plant Complex concentrated products provide broad-spectrum nutrition, including fatty acids, plant sterols, cannabinoids, terpenes, and naturally occurring vitamin E. From seed to shelf, all Plus CBD Oil products provide the highest quality hemp-derived CBD products available and are offered in a variety of delivery systems and flavors to suit your needs. Ask your local independent health food store about Plus CBD Oil products by CV Sciences today and learn more about the CBD evolution at pluscbdoil.com. That's pluscbdoil.com.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971, and we believe integrity should always be our number one ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA-certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust.
Feeling tired after your meal? Occasional gas, bloating, or indigestion at inopportune times? You may have an enzyme deficiency. Did you know that many common digestive discomforts can be caused by poor digestion? When food isn't completely digested, it begins to ferment in the digestive tract, which may cause uncomfortable symptoms. Digest Gold, America's #1 selling enzyme product, offers unparalleled support for your digestive needs. It contains exclusive blends of enzymes optimized to be 3 times stronger and work more than 6 times faster than other leading digestive supplements. With just 1 capsule per meal, Digest Gold offers support to break down carbohydrates, fats, fiber, and protein. Enzymedica products are all natural, vegetarian, contain absolutely no fillers, and are vegan and kosher when possible. You'll find Digest Gold and other Enzymedica products at fine health food stores near you. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Alga Life, Algae for Life, CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Okay, here's the LTN health question of the day. It comes out of a survey called the Chapman University Survey of American Fears. This is the 3rd year they've done this survey. Here's the question. Which of the following, very simple, which of the following was the #1 fear that people expressed in this survey. Okay? Which one was the number one fear? A, people I love dying. B, people I love becoming seriously ill. C, corruption of government officials. Which one of those was the predominant fear, the number one fear people had? A, people I love dying. B, people I love becoming seriously ill. Or C, corruption of government officials. 877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK. If you got the right answer, $25 supplement gift card. Tracy, welcome back. So the Biochem, that's a subdivision of Country Life. They have the protein products that you are really excited about then.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Biochem has been doing this for a long time. As I mentioned earlier, we've been the number one whey protein brand. We have a variety of different things to choose from. You know, people love flavors. And we got a lot of creative people out there. So you mentioned our website earlier, you know, biochem-fitness.com. And if you like to kind of, you know, do something a little bit different than mixing it up, we've got a pumpkin spice recipe and a whey colada recipe and an orange dream recipe. Maybe you create your own recipes, but there's a lot of versatility. And, you know, we've got sugar-free versions with a coconut or cocoa coconut, if you like that. The biggest thing, though, is matcha tea right now. It's a hot item, and I love matcha tea. And it's a little bit different than your traditional teas, you know, steeping them in a bag. This is like ground up tea. It's a very, very interesting the way that they make this, and to have so many antioxidants, just not in whey protein alone, but now you've added some matcha on top of that is amazing.
Let's go to Clearwater. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Let's go to Clearwater, Florida. Chris, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Hi, Chris.
Good morning, Doctor.
Good. Good morning to you, too.
Well, the answer I have for you is that the number one fear in America is corrupt government officials.
That's correct. That was the leading fear that was expressed in this Chapman survey. Corruption of government officials. People I love dying was number 6. People I love becoming seriously ill ranked number 9. Interesting. But congratulations, Chris. You won a $25 supplement gift card. Thanks for listening to the show, and thanks for calling in.
Awesome. Well, you know, it really boosts people's health if they would speak out more. It's very therapeutic, and if people call talk shows or speak to their city council and county commission and get involved.
That's right. Expressing yourself is very therapeutic. I agree. Thanks a lot. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Tracy, so these different proteins, how much protein do you recommend a day for people? I know it's contingent on a lot of factors, but generally?
It is, and I say the average intake is 50 grams. According to the International Society of Sports Nutrition, they have a little recommended intake. They say for every 2 pounds, of body weight, you need 0.8 grams. So for every 2 pounds, you need 0.8 grams. And, you know, when we think about it, 50 grams, you know, it isn't that hard for us to accumulate during the day, especially when you think about all the fast food people are eating and all the junk.
Yeah.
It adds up fast. So you need it, but as we talked about earlier, you need good quality, high digestible protein to make sure that those amino acids are doing their thing. Because let me tell you, amino acids, they have a lot of functions, really key component roles, and they really give every single cell in your body some structure.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the transporters for all your nutrients, and a lot of influences across the board with different organs and glands and so forth. So the more amino acids you have, you know, the better in terms of your well-being, especially with your mood. You know, you talked about mood in the first hour.
Yeah.
A lot of amino acids that have a huge role in transporting those very essential neurotransmitters that can help our mood.
Yeah, and the website is biochemfitness.com, and there's a lot of information there. And, of course, the Biochem protein products are a subdivision of Country Life Vitamins, and they're sold in fine health stores throughout the United States. Is there any particular flavor that you like a lot that's one of your faves?
I will definitely say it's the matcha tea.
Oh, you like the matcha tea?
I was a huge matcha tea drinker. I used to drink just green tea, love green tea. But matcha is an acquired taste. Some don't like it. But I definitely love the matcha tea, and, you know, just unbelievable when it comes to the amount of antioxidants that you can get in this. Mm-hmm. So I have tried some of the ones that are on our Biochem Fitness recipe page. You can try those out. But I like to tell people there's no rules to smoothie making. You know, to make anything, you know, delicious, just put in there what you love. And sometimes my husband will say, do you even know what you're putting in there? I'm like, babe, have I ever made you something that tastes bad? I throw in a bunch of things. I mean, did you ever think spinach and blueberries would go? It's quite wonderful.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to try some things out. These are easy to mix. Don't even need a blender for some of these, unless, of course, you're putting in spinach. That would be kind of hard to drink spinach without a blender.
Can you bake with these protein products?
You can, and I do. And we didn't get into, you know, how these are processed, but, you know, anytime you cook with these, it does denature them or take them away from the way that they were intended.
Right.
So
you got to be
immune
careful.
factors are not there when you cook with them.
Okay. Just wanted to clear that up. Biochemfitness.com. There you can learn about the Biochem protein products from Country Life Vitamins, and sold in fine health stores throughout the United States. Comes in a variety of different flavors, and you'll find that it is, we didn't even get into how they make it and why it's so special, and why at the end of the day they were able to maintain the integrity of those amino acids that constitute the product. It makes a big difference how those amino acids are handled. Tracy, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll catch you the next time.
All right, sounds great, Dr. Garko. Nice to hear your voice.
Thanks a lot. Nice to hear yours as well. Thank you for listening to the show. We appreciate your listenership. We're here Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 Eastern Time. You can always catch the shows on demand at letstalknutrition.com. Your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you.